Well, I totally get it now. Yes, this is intense. It's very, very good. I think you've captured some emotions here, once in a lifetime emotions, and this is something that you're going to carry with you forever, and so are they. This is just fantastic. I think it was a really good idea going this direction. I'm very impressed with the narrative quality of the presentation and as well as your concept development. A couple of shots here are just stellar, and I want to talk about a couple of their shots, but I want to talk about the presentation first. I think it's a mistake to place it on the background like this gradient background because I think it's adding too much other meaning. It may be subconscious meaning, but every time you add something to a composition, you are adding meaning. And again, it might be subconscious, but the meaning is there. A lot of times in photography and graphic design, we, in portfolio, for example, excuse me, in portfolio for graphic design or in any sort of presentation work for photography, we suggest that you place your images on a very neutral background color, light gray. I prefer stark white myself for portfolio and for photography, especially black and white photography. So I would rethink the gradient because there's enough meaning, and you don't want to draw any attention away from the images. And every time you put something over here, this line right here, it seems to be in every thing, but it's really, when you think about it, it's drawing attention away from the images, and you don't want to do that. I know you don't. I wouldn't either. These are fantastic. Okay. Want to talk about each image individually, but I want to talk about the group first. I think that for harmony's sake, and consistency, I think it would be a really good idea to present either all in black and white or all in color, and to try to keep the image size the same throughout the presentation. So in other words, if you're going to use a square format here, stick with the square format. That's not as important as keeping it black and white. Going to stay black and white, stick with black and white through the presentation. One of the reasons why you want to keep the image sizes the same is because, again, it's a subconscious thing, but every time we turn the page and the image sizes change, we have to register this in our mind, the fact that this is smaller than the last image. So instead of really concentrating on the narrative and turning the page and going, oh, another great shot, we go, oh, and again, it could be subconscious, but our mind goes, oh, that's a different size, I wonder why. And then again, over here, well, that's a different orientation, I wonder why. And then again, well, this one's in black and white, and your mind is going, why? As opposed to being able to concentrate on the narrative at hand. Hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know, and I'll see if I can clarify that. A couple of shots here are just fantastic. I'll show you what my favorites are, and I think some of them are very, very powerful. This image right here, it's the opening. This is, I don't know if you noticed this, but this is something, this is going to sound personal, but it's intense that this young couple that just got engaged are both holding their hands over her stomach. And that alludes to a bigger picture. And that is cool. Very cool. I love it. Okay, now let's move on. This image is a little bit out of focus. Your depth of field is good. I love the soft focus on the background. A little bit out of focus, Joe, just a touch. Okay, black and white image. Got this through the flag is a good idea, but boy, that's a completely blown out area right there. Completely blown to white. So there's no detail in there at all, indicating a little overexposure, indicating too much light got into the camera. Okay, and then we see that a couple other areas too. And it's hard not to, because I'm guessing that flag is right in front of the sun or some sort of other very, very bright light source. So again, that's problematic because it's really, really blowing out that. Blowing out means that it's blown to complete white, no detail. We can clearly see the stripes are gone. The texture in the flag is just gone right through there. Too much light. This shot is good, but again, a little bit out of focus. Great shot. I want to talk about this shot because it's very cool that you got down on the ground to shoot this. Don't ever be afraid to get on the ground, get on a tree, climb a bridge, be safe, but get the shot you need, and don't be afraid to get on the ground. Get right on the ground to get that shot, or you know, if you have to get on a stool, or if you have to climb I don't want to say that because it sounds dangerous. If you have to climb a small step ladder and hang on to something to get the shot, by all means do it. I'm really impressed with this shot because you're right on the ground there. That's fantastic. Another very, very good shot. Got a little motion blur here. A little bit of motion blur, but not bad. They're so happy though. This is the intense part about this. It's a great shot. Another one on the ground. Good perspective. This to me is the most powerful shot in the whole thing. This is intense. I mean, this shot tells the story, and it's phenomenal. Really good shot right there. Another great shot. Same problems as that same flag image. And then that series right there again has that little bit of focus issues right there. So, and then that's a great portrait. That's a wonderful, wonderful portrait. Really good job there. And then this one is just a fun. She's got his hat on. So they walk him off into the sunset. So that's just a great way to end the presentation. Okay, so those are my comments, and a couple of inconsistencies in the size, some inconsistencies in the presentations in terms of black and white, a couple of exposure issues. Other than that, I'd say that as far as the narrative goes, you nailed it. You just nailed it. So really great job. I'm really glad that you went this direction. And this is something you should be proud of. This is something you're going to have the rest of your life. So I'm glad that you made that decision, and I'm glad this worked out so well for you. All right, fantastic job. Thanks very much. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or other, please let me know. Thank you very much.